right, everybody. Thanks for joining us again. This is day 8 of 31 Days of Horror. Today's theme, body horror. This is my jam. I had so many different options for this, but looking at the 31 Days of Horror, a lot of those options I decided to move around and put other places. So I wanted to put John Carpenter's The Thing. Spoiler alert, gonna be a different day. I wanted to put Reanimator. Spoiler alert, gonna be a different day. I could have put 100 different things here, but I decided I'm going to put one of a film that doesn't get brought up as a horror film a lot. I think people forget because it's so good. I brought up The Fly from 1986. I want to say the most clinical description of body horror I've seen. You watch Goldblum, Brundle.
Yep.
You watch him slowly change and then abruptly change into The Fly. I mean, spoiler alert. It's like The Fly is one of the greatest remakes of all time, and spawned a sequel that I also enjoy for a different reason.
Yeah.
And it's just Goldblum at his best, and I refuse to acknowledge any other competition in that regard. This is him full bore, just being a great actor, showing his pathos, showing his pain, showing the transformation that would happen. Would it be like You're Always Lament? No, you're just dealing with it. You're not happy, but you're dealing with it, and his scientific brain goes crazy, and it's awesome, and the effects are so good, and the acting is amazing. It's also a bottle movie, so there's only like 4 characters, or I think there's only 3, and they're all very concise. And the thing I always love pointing out to people, even hardcore horror fans somehow don't know this, it was produced by Mel Brooks.
Yep.
And it was funny because he one of the other producers or the studio was like, "We want you to have a cameo," and he's like, "Absolutely not." He's like, "Oh no, you won't make a joke. You'll just be like a guy who shows up and says something." No, I am Mel Brooks. When an audience sees me, they laugh. This is not a laughing movie, and he was 100% right. And I give him mad props for that because he could have gotten a paycheck. He could have, and he just chose no. I know what I look like. I know people are going to laugh, and this is not for this, and I respect that. I love the movie.
Cronenberg for body horror.
There's one name.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody else is. I love John Carpenter. Body horror is not what he's known for. Cronenberg is body horror. Yes.
And as I said yesterday, there's only one name when it comes to body horror, and my pick is also a Cronenberg film. Yeah. But I went early Cronenberg. I went with Shivers.
Ooh. As soon as you say early Cronenberg, I'm like, ooh, which one? Yeah. Shivers is great, man.
Yes. And you've got quite a few horror personalities. You got Barbara Steele, who goes back to Mario Bava. Yep. You've got Lynn Lowry, who worked on Romero's The Crazies. Yep. And you got Joel Silver, who would go on to work in Creepshow. Fantastic. So, yes, you've got a lot of great horror people. And just the parasite in this movie is just disgusting.
Absolutely. I mean, you gotta love those vintage, and I say vintage like, 80s. But you gotta love those Canadian horror films that came out like at that time and just they were pressing limits that American horror films weren't pressing.
Yeah, this Bob Clark's Black Christmas 100%. And Death Scream, and
and again, just early Cronenberg. They let him do what he wanted to do.
And you brought up Mel Brooks for The Fly. Ivan Reitman produced Shivers.
Wow,
Ghostbusters, Stripes. It's like, wow, okay.
But still, like, just David Cronenberg, if you take nothing away from today, if you don't watch The Fly, if you don't watch Shiver, just watch a David Cronenberg movie. It doesn't matter.
Take your pick. Rabid, Scanners, even Existence.
Even Existence is a very weird movie. And that's saying something when I have to point that out for Cronenberg. But well worth your time.
Yeah. All right, so those are our selections for body horror. For tomorrow, day 9, it is Blumhouse.
Fantastic.
So we've already shared our feelings on Blumhouse. So what did we pick? Find out tomorrow.
Awesome.
All right, so until then, this is Mackenzie Lambert.
And John Cleveland.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.